there.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, alongside former Packer Brian Bulaga. Here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour. Of course, Rob Demonsky is also on. That's important to know because the show with those two is better than it is with me. So I'm glad to sit down. I'm on remote, but I've already found a cot. I'm in good shape. And I heard what you were saying before, but they didn't ask you the important question that must begin every show, every Brian Bulaga Homer Hour. Pebble, you know what that question is?
What's that?
Is he still stoked? Wasn't that the word? Don't we have that, Pebble?
Yeah, he was stoked, all right. That's what he said at the end of the year after week one.
Yeah, we got to keep. You have to have that available all 60 minutes of every show, so that whenever I say, Pebble, I need to hear it again, you just hit it and we can hear until or unless Brian Bulaga informs us that he's no longer stoked about the Green Bay Packers. I'm on remote. Nobody's come over, so I feel like I can yell that loudly. And no, I will not tell you where I am unless you pay $1,000. Are you still stoked about the Packers?
I am, and I have no reason not to be after that performance again. Right? I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row. That's two of the top offenses in the NFC from last year, and that's two offenses this year that the Green Bay Packers have again shut down. Right? It's 2 weeks in a row that they've made light work of offenses that last year dominated the league. So there is no need to not be completely impressed with this team up to this point. And I think the offense from last week got better, right? And I understand that they're two offensive linemen down and they were working through some things early on in the game. But I think those guys settled in as the game got going and they played better. And they got better throughout the game. And I think the offense took a step forward. Jacobs had a better day. So, yeah, I still feel the exact same way. I think this team got better from week 1 to week 2. And that's exactly what you want to see. And it was a short week, too. So it was a quick turnaround, and they got better. And that's exactly what you want to see from the youngest team in the NFL. So, absolutely, I am.
Did you see anything Thursday that you want to make clear to people? Look, that was just because it was Thursday. And there was so little time. I don't know that anything occurred that made you feel that as an explanation, but I did want to ask.
No, there was nothing that made me feel that way. If there's anything that you say about Thursdays, right? I mean, you could say, oh, well, you know, Washington has to travel and it's tougher on them and you know, this and that. I mean, the thing that they do have on their side, Washington, is that they're a veteran team, right? They're a group of, I think they're the oldest team in the NFL, and they are getting that game early. So that's better for them as an older team, that they're taking that on earlier in the season. And those guys are able to mentally prepare for a game like that, you know, without much practice time. Like, that is why, I thought this game would be a little bit closer than what it ended up being, because Washington's able to prepare for things like this because of the, you know, veteran nature of their roster. I thought they would be a little more prepared, and
maybe they were.
Maybe they were prepared, but it didn't matter. They got outworked, outclassed, everything. It wasn't really a game. It just wasn't really a game. And you know, I don't think that there's anything that I watched that said, it was because it's Thursday night. It's a quick turnaround. No, there was nothing. There was nothing. Green Bay just beat them. It would have been the same if it happened on Sunday or Saturday or Monday. It would have been the same result. There was nothing.
Now I need your help because you obviously see the game differently than I do. I hope you do. Be bad if you didn't. But I have been a huge fan of Daniels, having watched him. I don't believe there was even one play in the game in which he did something that wowed me. Not one. And I don't know if that means he's not as fast as I don't have an explanation for that. I'll defer that to you, but I am curious if you thought the same thing, where there was nothing, and whenever he tried to create something, he couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like Daniels a lot too. I think he's a special talent, but anytime he tried to create, tried to break the pocket, he was going nowhere. I mean, he just couldn't. Whether it was Parsons,
Right.
whether it was Cooper, whether it was Rashawn Gary, Van Ness, they were all over him. I mean, he could not do anything, right? Or it was DBs or safeties flying downhill to make sure that he wasn't able to break contain. Like, it just wasn't. They were prepared. Green Bay was completely prepared for him to escape and try to do things with his legs. And listen, I'm not saying that Jane Daniels is going to get figured out. I'm not saying that, because I think he is a phenomenal talent and is going to be a absolute star in this league. If people already don't consider him an absolute star already, I think you got to do it more than 1 year to be considered a true superstar in the NFL. But he is a phenomenal, quarterback for how young he is. But he's going to have to learn too that teams are going to, figure him out as well as a second-year player, right? Especially good defenses. Good defenses are going to, figure him out. It's not going to be the Giants every week, right? He's not going to go against the Giants every week and get to do what he did the week one against these good defenses, right? Like, it's just not going to happen that way. So it was probably a little learning experience for him as well, right? Like that game was a learning experience for him. And at the same time, Green Bay's defense is playing at a different level right now. Like, they just are. They're that good. And I think I think we're going to see a very, common theme with that defense against a lot of offenses this year. It's going to look very similar week in and week out. And, they're going to make really good players look ordinary. Right. I mean, I think that, and I know this is like looking way down the line, right? Like, this is like way, way, way down the line. But how that's going to look is like what they do against Baltimore, right? Like, when Baltimore has all those weapons, they got Henry and they have Lamar Jackson and they have all that. How do you bottle that up, right? And like, that's the test that, can you stop all those weapons at once, right? Can you contain all those things? And because they have the run game, because Lamar can pass and run the way, and they have the receiving weapons and the tight ends, and they have a really good offensive line. Like, can you manage all that? I get that's way down the line. But you look at their schedule from an offensive standpoint, or, as our defense plays offensively, who offensively, the Lions again, they'll see them again.
Well, I thought Cincinnati would be one that I was challenged to watch, but that's over.
Yep.
Burrow's
the
gone.
Eagles.
He's not gonna,
obviously,
yes.
The Eagles. The Eagles are the next one.
I see the Eagles as more like Detroit in terms of a mentality of showing them that you can be as tough as they are. I was going to ask you about Daniels because, as you lived it with Aaron Rodgers, teams can prepare perfectly, but a player can just do amazing stuff. That's what makes you a great player. If Daniels was trying to do amazing stuff against the Packers, he did none. You would, if he had made a few plays, you would have said, hey, The guy's good. You can't stop him on every play. Sometimes they do stuff that you have worked on, and that's why they're special.
Yep.
There was none of that. And I want to think with Detroit, they just put a whooping in terms of the points scored against Chicago. That makes you think of the Packers defense there, though it could also be that the Bears defense is just horrible with the injuries they've had. But I mean, there was not one but. No, the Packers defense is good, and it is but. Or when you say, the other guys get paid, it's hard not to see everything pointing in the same direction. Like the Packers are really good, the defenses. Then you watch everybody else play. There's no team anybody watched yesterday. Maybe it would change that. Where you went, oh, they're a problem for the Packers. No. You look like, let's go. And I don't know if you saw it that way. And yes, it's early, but they're setting a standard that makes it hard not to set expectations really high.
Yes.
I will defer to you in 2010 because that was weird and that it didn't get going until the end. But I got to believe there was a time in that season where you had to think, man, we get it cooking. We can whoop anybody. But I'm just making that up because I wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, I think when, like, for me watching a lot of these games over the weekend, the teams that I consider to be a threat overall to Green Bay, right? Like, I mean, from all the phases are Baltimore. Because I think, AFC. And I think, AFC. And I think Philly.
Buffalo?
Yeah, Buffalo and Philly. Like, that's what it looks like right now. Because I think Philly's a grinder out team. Like, that's what they are. They just grind games out. Like, and that's what they've done these first 2 weeks. Will they find their stride and start to blow teams out? We'll see, right? I don't know yet. But they've shown that they can do that, right? They've shown they have the track record. But everyone else, I just haven't seen it yet, right? Like, I just haven't seen any teams that can put it together on both sides of the ball. That Green Bay would be like, this is an issue.
I want you to watch Tampa Bay tonight. I'm curious to what you think.
I don't think Tampa, I think Tampa's, listen, they're exciting. They're fun. I just don't think offensively that they can hang.
Okay.
I don't think offensively they can hang.
I'm not saying they can. I'm just looking at. I want you to watch the Chargers, but again, any AFC team, it's hard to even ask about it because that just means I don't care because they're not going to play them till the Super Bowl, and if they get to the Super Bowl, it's all good.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to focus on any great AFC team unless the Packers have to play them and you're wondering about it as a regular season game. What? So if we said Buffalo is the greatest team ever, then fine. Won't see them till the Super Bowl.
Yeah, wouldn't matter. It literally would not matter. I mean, it just, and that's the thing. And that's why I say Baltimore, because they play Baltimore later on in the year, right? And that's why I say it, which will be an amazing matchup if everyone's healthy at that point in time in the year. So it's just
at Denver's worth mentioning too, and at Arizona. I admit that I'm reaching, but it's just trying to look at. It's hard to believe the Packers. They used to be the Tampa or the Arizona, and everybody goes, "Well, watch them and let's see." Now they're I don't know who said it first. I didn't believe it, but. Number of websites, they're the NFC favorite ahead of Philadelphia now. It's close, but ahead of Philadelphia. And I know that's surprising. That tells you how impressive they are. It doesn't happen like this for a team like the Packers that have done nothing in the playoffs.
No, and that's the thing. They haven't done anything in the playoffs the last few years. Not only that, it's they've added like you look at it, they added the one player, Micah Parsons, and it's it's gone crazy, right? And this guy's effect on this team has just been outrageous. And guys in the locker room may say, yes, he's had an effect, but we also believe that we've had a lot of good players in the locker room and guys have improved, which is, hey, great. And that's good. But this guy has put a lot of confidence in this team. One way you look at it, one way or another, he has put a lot of confidence in this team. And it's showing in very unique ways on offense and on defense. Offensively, I think they feel a lot more comfortable taking chances and they can be cautious in certain spots and be aggressive in certain spots because they know their defense is going to get off the field. And that's a very nice luxury to have as a coach, right? As a play caller, that you feel good about your defense.
I don't believe that you ever had that feeling playing for the Green Bay Packers.
2010, I felt good about our defense, and and 2014 and 2010 were the 2 years that I felt really good about that defense.
Did you ever feel they'll cover for us? I don't think so.
Completely cover? Cover.
Like it would be appropriate for the offense to feel about the defense for Green Bay now. That's all I would say. Did you ever, either of those years, feel the way you think the offense could feel this year?
In 2010, I was too young and naive to think anything. So 2010, I just thought our defense was really good. So
you just want to survive, and you want no one to mention your name after any game. It's like you wanted to be invisible, right?
Yeah. It was just all right. I know that they're good. They got Charles Woodson, Hall of Famer. They got Clay. They got Nick Collins. They're really good. All right. I just know that. And then in 2014, obviously still tons of great players. It's just that thought that I just always felt that we always wanted the ball at the end of the game no matter what, right? It just was always that feeling that it was you never know what could happen. And we just felt as an offense, we always wanted it, right? It was just we didn't want to put our defense in bad positions, right? That's how we felt. Right. And it wasn't anything on them because they had a really good year statistically that year. They played really good. They're the ones that played really good in the NFC Championship game, right? You look at what happened that year in Seattle, they played great. But we just always felt that we didn't want to put them in bad situations. And that's how we always felt as an offense with Aaron and the guys that we had. Let's protect the defense as much as we can. Let's not put them in bad situations. And when you have the guys that we had, normally we didn't, right? We scored a lot of points, and if we didn't score points, normally we would work the ball down the field enough that if we punted it, they'd be in a really good spot, right, to start their drive. So that's the way we normally looked at things, or at least from an offensive line standpoint. Let's not be backed up and punt it from our 5, right? That's a bad spot. We're putting our defense in bad spots.
And you have a historic player in Aaron Rodgers, which would be what the current defense could think, possibly, and what they have in Parsons. Rob Domowski in a few minutes. Not next, but soon. It is the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour. Second quarter next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Eastbound 94, we've got a crash just before Moreland Road. The right lane is blocked right now, so we're making for big delays heading past that scene, basically coming in from Highway F. So watch for the delays. On the westbound side, everybody's slowing down to take a look. So we got backup stretching all the way back to the Zoo interchange. Backing it up even more, we've got delays from 17th Street all the way to about Hawley Road on the westbound side. Eastbound, again, back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way to 35th. Southbound 43, watch for backups from Keefe all the way down through the Marquette, all the way down to the KK River crossing. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Hey, extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like I did with my friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 77 at the lake, 83 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
I'm with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, you get the benefit of one-on-one relationships with the James team, like when your sales rep said something unexpected. What did they say?
Hey, this is a little high. You're not printing as much as we thought you were going to print.
Then the James team member had even better news.
Correct. Let's bring that down. Let's make it a little cheaper and still keep you on the same program.
The James Managed Print Services Program. All your document output devices bundled under one invoice that includes service and supplies for one low cost per print. Nice, right, Preston?
Yes, felt great. Felt secure, you know. Don't have to worry about, again, somebody just coming in and selling something and then walking away and never hearing from them again.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Come catch the final battle of the regular season when the Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. We're celebrating the best fans in the game on Saturday, the 27th at Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Toyota. Plus, if you're one of the first 30,000 fans through the gate, you'll take home a Brewers Tumbler giveaway too, presented by Quick Trip. Come close out the regular season with the crew. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Man, I'm glad to be home to tell you. What a day.
I'm going to ask Pebble in a bit if he has the 2025 Brian Bulaga Green Bay Packer comment. My hope is that you hear it 1,000 times before the end of the season. But right now, in the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour, it's Surfside. You think we can get to 1,000? Huh? You think we can get to where you go, Homer, enough. Homer, enough.
Potentially. But before we get to that, Wisconsin sport fans, I'm here for my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Ever since I was introduced to Surfside, it's been my go-to drink, especially now that it's football season. There's so many great flavors. When I'm sitting down cheering on my home team, the half tea, half lemonade, the peach tea, and raspberry lemonade are my go-to. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
And I will mention Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. I will be going there in the next week or so. They're so good. How are they so good? Fisco Auto Body, it's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are because it's in the family, still is. So imagine at what age they start doing this stuff so you can know how, by the time they work on your car, how good they can be. They've done it so many times. Usually a family business can often mean, well, the family doesn't do it anymore. No, they're still doing it. The Fiscos are still working on your car. Expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Any damage, Fisco has you covered. Fisco on Forest Home in Franklin. Fisco. Pebble, do we have the Brian Bulaga comment ready yet?
Nope, still getting it ready, Homer.
All right, let me know when you have it. I don't know if you and Bulaga have agreed to take a walk, because I know by looking at Brian that he's thinking, oh, God, Homer's just going to, oh, man, if I'd have known that it was going to go like this.
It's been deleted permanently off the records.
Yeah, no, not a chance. Because I keep asking, and you're young. I mean, you're in 2010. Football. You've been on various teams too, where you just start thinking, we can whoop anybody. I don't know what the mentality can be. You alluded to the fact that, look, and I'm a rookie. I can't think about anything. I got to worry about me. And taking care of that, I don't want to be a reason why this great team doesn't do. I'm guessing I can see that. So everybody has to take care of themselves. But there have to be years or teams where you said to somebody, this feels special. Or I don't know what the word is that you use on a team that big.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there were times towards the end of 2010 and as we got into that playoff run and even in, you look at 2014 and 2016 and 2019 and, those years that the team was, really good, NFC championship type teams. And there's just a feeling in the locker room that it's just like, it's not that you can't be beat, because anyone can be beat, right? And 2011 is another one of those years, right? Like anyone can be beat. It's just that you feel that you can go out there and beat anyone and do it not at a easy, right? Like it's not that it's easy, but that it's not that you have to have your best stuff every Sunday. That's how well you're performing, right? That's how together the team is. And when everyone's playing together, right, the offense and defense and special teams, everyone's on the same page rolling together like that, the offense may have a down day and the defense picks them up and they have a bunch of turnovers and things like that. Or if the defense gives up 21-28, the offense puts up 31 and they win the game or something like that, right? So it's things like that. When you're that good of a team, you just feel like no matter what happens, you're going to win that game. Like you have the dominant side. And that's probably the way, even though it's so early in the season right now, that locker room is feeling. They probably feel that way right now. And it's early. I understand it. But you'd rather feel that way early than not, right? You'd rather feel that way right now than not feel that way, because even if they have a mishap, right? If they have a mishap and lose a game, that feeling doesn't just go away. It doesn't just like fall off the map. It's just, okay, look what we did, correct it, and let's move on. Let's get back on.
And
let's get back on track.
Of moving on, I have some great important questions, but we're moving on because I don't want Rob Damasky to wonder why we're not calling him right at 5:30. We're breaking the best segment of the hour, the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour without Homer. Rob Damasky filling in next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Eastbound on 94, we've got backups stretching all the way back to Highway F. An earlier accident that happened right around Moreland Road that was blocking a lane has been cleared, so things should start getting better. Beyond that, we've got more delays from about 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side backing up from 27th Street all the way through to Hawley Road, back on the brakes through the Zoo Interchange all the way past Moreland Road. So it's going to be a slow ride east and westbound on 94. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 77 at the lake, 83 inland. Weather is brought to you by The Pickler, Menominee Falls, your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts, unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all under one roof. Join today at thepickler.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Baseball is back. Brian Bulaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
Two perennial women's college volleyball powers meet Wednesday, September 17th at Pfizer Forum. Be there as Marquette and Wisconsin take the court. The last time they played in 2023, over 17,000 fans attended the match. Make plans now to see these in-state rivals on Wednesday, September 17th, starting at 8 p.m. Limited tickets remain. Don't wait. Go to Ticketmaster.com/Marquette and secure your seats for college volleyball action at Pfizer Forum.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It is the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour and the best segment of the day with Rob Damasky, but it must wait. That tells you how good this must be. Because I want Rob Damasky to hear what Brian Bulaga said on a previous Brian Bulaga Homer Hour. I said before the break, Brian Bulaga is excited about the Green Bay Packers as I can remember in a long time. Am I accurate or just making that up?
No, I'm stoked for the way that they play.
Stoked, yeah.
I'm stoked with the way they play.
All right, now Brian Bulaga, you can introduce Rob Damasky.
Rob, how we doing? Good evening.
Great, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. Very happy Homer's going to play that 1,000 times this year. That's good.
Now, hold on, Rob. Rob, do you ever remember Brian Bulaga ever saying in his time in Green Bay that he was stoked about anything?
Stoked? I don't know about
Check
stoked, but he would get
Checks
pretty
notes.
excited after big wins. Yeah,
right,
but
okay.
stoked, that's another level.
Yeah. I mean, you see, I could get excited when, like, I'm not playing. You know what I mean? Like, I can get overly excited when I'm not part of it, right? So, Rob, what, after that game, I mean, obviously, this defense is playing on a different level, right? I mean, two of the top offenses from last year. I mean, Green Bay made pretty easy work of that, right? And Homer and I talked about it. I don't think that was because of a Thursday night game, right? I mean, it wasn't like Washington was unprepared for what they were about to face. I mean, that's not what that looked like to you, was it?
No, not at all. I think it was a continuation of what they had started against Detroit. And really, you got to give credit to the players for being able to bring the energy for a second game in 5 days. Like, I mean, I don't have to tell you that's not easy, but over the years, you've seen some really, I don't want to say uninspired performances on Thursday because it's not that, but it's just hard to come back that quickly and play with the same kind of emotion and energy and physicality that you played with just a few days earlier. So the fact that they were able to do that, I think having both those games at home probably helped. But I think you got to give them a ton of credit for just the way they played, the style of play, forget about the execution and all that, but just the emotion and the intensity level with which they played. I mean, to me, that's part of what makes some of the great teams great here is, they have really good players, but it's the energy, emotion with which they go about it, the ability to take care of business in a business-like fashion. I think sometimes separates the good teams from the great teams.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Did you think that this offense took a step forward this week from what they showed in Detroit or against Detroit?
I don't know if maybe not a huge one, but at least it established a guy, right? And obviously that guy was Tucker Kraft with 6 for 124 and a touchdown. So to me, I think that was a positive sign because I still think, as good as you want to be on and multiple as you want to be on offense, when push comes to shove, you still need a guy, and I wrote about that this morning on ESPN.com, just that, we may still not know who the number one receiver is, but we darn well know who the number one tight end is, and that might be, close to as important as the number one receiver.
Now, obviously with the injury, to who he was obviously playing great up to this point, right? Breaks the collarbone. Yeah. Obviously has a chance to come back later in the year. Obviously, Aaron had the collarbones. Yeah. We know how that works, right? We understand how that all happens. Yeah. Obviously, that opens a big opportunity for Golden going forward.
No doubt. Yeah.
Do you think now with that? Yeah. Do you think that now is going to be more targets? Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. What I was going to say, Brian, is it's not like Matthew Golden and Jaden Reed play exactly the same position. But if you had to ask me which receiver and which role of which receiver is Matthew Golden most like, you would have said Jaden Reed, right? I mean, like no two players are the same, and maybe Matthew Golden's a little bit different than Jaden Reed, but this certainly should give Matthew Golden some opportunities. Now, that being said, had Jordan Love put one or both of those throws to Matthew Golden more on the money, we might be talking about, a Matthew Golden monster game, which would have included, a 33-yard touchdown that Jordan Love underthrew. It was broken up, and a potential 92-yard touchdown on the deep route that Love just overthrew. So, those were his only two targets, but those could have been massive plays. Now, they did score on the drive where he underthrew him in the end zone, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like they missed out on points. But, I do think that, that one thing that Matthew Golden has to be is patient. And, we wrote about him so much during training camp, and he made so many big plays. And then you come out and, 2 games in, he's got 2 catches and a couple of rushes, and that's about it. So it'll be interesting. I didn't get a chance to talk to Golden today after practice. We mostly talked to Christian Watson about his new deal, and we're talking to some of the backup offensive linemen who might have to play. But I will be curious as the week goes on to try to get a little conversation with Matthew Golden to see, just see where he's sort of at emotionally and with his head right now. If not that he's had a bad start, because he certainly has not had a bad start. There just hasn't been a lot of opportunities.
Can you get into that for me about what's going on in that O-line room right now? What did you see from the game? Obviously, Belton took a lot of the snaps, which surprised me to start that game, right? That surprised me. So what's going on in that O-line room right now?
Yeah, I mean, I really thought they were going to start Kennard and let him go and let it be his thing just because he was a veteran. But clearly, they like Anthony Belton's upside. And, Belton had a rough preseason, right? A lot of penalties. Talking to some people about, just he needed to really refine his technique a little bit. But the one thing that was never a doubt about him was just his physical, stature and size and reach and all that stuff. So, clearly they felt good about that. Now, if Zach Tom's not able to go this week, which Tom did do some more stuff on the field today than he did last week. Now, I wouldn't call it practicing, but he did have his helmet and was going through some work off to the side on the actual practice field, whereas last week we didn't really see him outside at all. But Belton could have a massive task in front of him with Myles Garrett. And, I actually asked Belton today, I said, first of all, have you ever had to play anyone like him? He said, not even close. And, second of all, we saw what the Packers did with Micah Parsons against the Commanders' rookie offensive lineman. And Belton is fully aware that they're going to try to do the same thing to him. And, I said, do you think they'll try to, pick on the rookie a little bit with Myles Garrett? He goes, oh, I don't think they will. I expect them to. So the fact that Anthony Belton is at least prepared for it in that regard, is a good sign. But it sure looks like at this point, Brian, it's a 50-50 proposition for Zach Tom at best. And I would say Aaron Banks might be worse than that, like a lower chance than that. We didn't see him do anything on the field today. And, Matt LaFleur seemed a little bit more optimistic in his tone about Zach Tom than he did Aaron Banks. So, they still could be down 2 offensive line starters. Although, if you think about it, Jordan Morgan starting for Banks, they consider Jordan Morgan really as the 6th starter and really could be a starter anywhere on that line except center. So, I don't think that's that big of a deal.
So, did anyone ask, I guess maybe it's too early to even ask this question to LaFleur, if Belton does start, did anyone ask LaFleur how they plan on protecting him versus Myles Garrett?
No, we didn't, but we can get into that, I'm sure, with Steno later in the week. But, it doesn't take, a football savant to know that you better put another guy over there, and that's either a tight end or a running back or both, right? It wouldn't surprise me. We saw Micah Parsons get triple teamed on a couple of plays, whether it was by design or that's just the way the offensive guys read it and felt like they had to put extra attention over there. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of that. I would say this, Josh Jacobs may not have had a great couple of games rushing the ball. There haven't been a lot of opportunities. But it's not glamorous, but the blitz pickup and pass protection, these 2 games from Josh Jacobs has been maybe better than anything I saw from him last year in terms of pass pro. There were times, remember last year, where they didn't always play him on 3rd down because they felt Chris Brooks was a better pass protector. And now, you're seeing Jacobs out there more and more, and he's been, unbelievable in that. And look, it takes a special kind of running back to be willing to sacrifice himself and sacrifice his body to do that, knowing it may wear on them and it might impact some of their yardage productions. But, that to me, that just shows you how much a guy like Josh Jacobs wants to win. I kind of thought he was that way going into the season, but that has really stepped it up to another level. This is a guy who, he wants to win so bad. Guys like him and Xavier McKinney have never really been on winning playoff teams, and they want it, and they're willing to do the extra, which I thought was pretty cool on Jacobs' part.
So do you think this game against Cleveland, obviously from an offensive standpoint, because of what Cleveland does well, I mean, what they do well defensively is rush the passer, right? That is what they do well is rush the passer. This has to be a Jacobs game, right? I mean, this has to be a run the ball game.
You would like to see that, and if not that, you would at least like to see the play action game really come out a little bit more this week. I don't know that we've seen a ton of that so far, but yeah, I mean, I would think that would be a next step for this offense here early in the season, is to show that they can run the ball like they did last year, because we really haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, I got 100%. One quick question. And back to you. Is it true that statistically the most dominant defensive player through 2 games is Edgerrin Cooper?
Well, I mean, it depends on what your definition of it is, but like if you look at like tackles and just being around the ball, like to me, you know, he has been every bit as good as you thought he could be if they gave him more snaps. Because remember last year, Homer, the whole deal was, well, we don't want to play him 100% of the snaps because he's still maybe not quite sure of what he's doing. Well, he's sure of what he's doing now, and he doesn't come off the field. So, like, to me, that's a big sign for him.
He's a stud.
The doc.
He's okay. So getting to those linebacker core. I mean, and this will probably be my last one, because like I watched. I mean, you probably watched the tape too, because they got the all-22 out, Rob. Yeah. And I think the linebacking core of Quay and Cooper are playing at a super high level. Like, I think they're playing at a very high level. And you look around the league at the good linebackers. Like, you look at the 49ers, they have good linebackers. Yeah. You normally look at the teams like the Ravens, they got great linebackers. I think these two are playing probably some from a pair about as good as you can ask for, right?
Well, you know, the thing I like that you said there is as a pair, because when I watched the tape the other day of this game, and I noticed it week 1 as well, but to me, they play together in tandem. Like, there have been times where we've seen a linebacker just kind of runs all over the place, and his partner is maybe somewhere else on the field, and maybe that's the call, right? Maybe his assignment is supposed to be doing something else. But to me, when you watch these guys, they're almost in lockstep with each other when it comes to filling the gaps, right? Like Quay is filling the gap. You know, between the D end and the D tackle on the right side, and Cooper's filling the same gap on the left side, and they're doing it together, and they're blitzing together. Like there was a play, I can't remember if it was in the Detroit game or the Washington game, but I remember this where Lucas Van Ness dropped into coverage and from an inside rushing position, and both Cooper and Walker rushed the passer. Like, and they did it like together, which to me, like some of the great linebacking groups that you've seen, they just seem like they're in perfect lockstep with each other, and they know exactly what the other guy's doing, and they almost mirror each other. And so far, like, I don't remember the last time I saw that from a pair of linebackers in this defense in quite a long time.
All right, I'm going to have to cut you guys off. I hate to do this because I have more time with my cot. I got it for a half hour, so I have a few minutes left. Rob, always a treat. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be seeing you.
Marquette and Wisconsin women's volleyball, they play Wednesday at Fiserv Forum. Over 17,000 when they played at Fiserv Forum 2 years ago. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Marquette, or you can win tickets right now. Caller 4. Pebble, it's 4 tickets, right? I don't want to mess this up.
4 tickets.
4 tickets. Caller 4. 4 tickets to Marquette, Wisconsin, Wednesday at 8. 1-800-990-3776. Fourth quarter with Brian Bulaga. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Philly deserves to be the top dog, and Green Bay deserves to be right below. The expectation game and the pressure is ramped up with what happened yesterday.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
All right, you better be ready to take that on. I see Shido talking about Super Bowl. I'm guessing there'll be a conversation about tamping that down a little bit, but the cat's out of the bag. This is a championship window, and the championship window started yesterday.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango, bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
Two perennial women's college volleyball powers meet Wednesday, September 17th at Pfizer Forum. Be there as Marquette and Wisconsin take the court. The last time they played in 2023, over 17,000 fans attended the match. Make plans now to see these in-state rivals on Wednesday, September 17th, starting at 8 p.m. Limited tickets remain. Don't wait. Go to Ticketmaster.com/Marquette and secure your seats for college volleyball action at Pfizer Forum.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
I'd like you to listen to a little question and answer session with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, why James?
I do feel like that we are partnered, again, as opposed to being sold to.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
If I need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
That works for you and the business, right, Preston?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to worry about it.
Plus, there's IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems.
I've got information that I can then go to my superiors with and say, hey, here's how we can save a little bit of money.
And
then I kind of look like the hero, too.
Want to be the hero in your office? Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Grand slams and walk-offs. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon by now, what are you waiting for? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's very own national champions. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows? Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Kick off your game day with a shine. Stop by Tsunami Express Car Wash now with 7 convenient locations across greater Milwaukee, including the brand new location in New Berlin. The best part, your very first wash is absolutely free when you sign up online. That's a $25 value on us. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes that protect your car, plus free vacuums and detailing tools to keep your ride looking spotless inside and out. Fast, easy, and always looking its best. Roll into the game feeling confident and clean. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you played the rest. Now play the best.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Now I get to ask my questions for Brian Bulaga, and because I want good answers, I will not bring up and ask Pebble to play it again. Instead, I will ask Brian Bulaga to talk about his partner again.
That's right. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than a nice cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. How good is Surfside? So good that my mother-in-law just came over to take a couple Surfside so she can go and play bingo tonight and have a good time. That's right, just to come over, take a couple Surfsides to go play bingo. Believe me, it is good. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Did she give you any money, or did she just assume she can just go over? You're a partner, so she can take as many as she wants. That's what I would think if I were her.
Yep, just took the Surfsides. All
right, we got a couple minutes left, and I wanted to wait until after you talk with Rob, but I want you to talk about Elton Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to say about what just talk about his job and how he is done at center.
Yeah, no, I think he's done a really nice job, and I think he's done a nice job because you've seen so far how the pass protection has gone with this group up front. And normally when you see pass protection go smooth and guys are picking up pressures like they saw week 1 against Detroit, and then they saw a decent amount of pressure against Washington. There were a couple things that got through. Sometimes Washington brought one more than they could pick up. That happens sometimes. That's attributed to the center getting guys on the right page and making sure everyone is on board with who they're protecting, right? And the IDs are correct, and the quarterback's confirming it, right? Like, so he has done a really nice job of making sure in pass pro they are, lock and step, which is, first of all, that's the most important thing because the investment that's behind him is the most important thing at the end of the day for the offensive lineman, right? So that is A1 for him. In the run game, I've watched how he's done, and I think he's done a nice job, right? Like, I mean, centers, at least so far, he hasn't gone against a dominant nose or a shade yet up to this point. Washington didn't have one. Detroit didn't have one. So he hasn't gone against like a marquee guy to really watch a matchup that, you really want to see. Probably won't see that till I'd have to look at the schedule and pinpoint that. Maybe you look at like Pittsburgh when you see Cam Hayward or something like that. I'd have to double take the schedule. But for the most part, he's done well, right? And there's going to be some rougher moments at times where he doesn't reach as well, and he's still working through some things as a new center, right? There's going to be times where he's got to improve.
It's all news to us. None of us. Nobody knows anything about centers but you.
Yeah,
come on.
But he's done well. But he's done well.
Would a team try to do things knowing it's a rookie center, and maybe they didn't because they know Jenkins is good, or is there any